Hello! We are the team of the short films Away. Welcome to our behind the scenes. Auli, our main character, is baby owl that we wanted cute. To give her a shape of a character that everyone could relate to, I had to adapt the owl anatomy, especially for her eyes, to convey lots of emotion. Also, this work took into account the constraints of the rig and the groom. For the eye specular, I had to create an HDR eye using our environment to apply it in the cornea layer.
To enhance the cuteness, I had to create a soft and fluffy groom for our baby owl. The main challenge was to give emotions and personality to the fur, keeping a coherent look between fur and feathers.
We were fed up with dirty sewer rat, so we went for a nightmarish and dynamic look not to fall into cliché. We had to find a balance between a believable rat and the characterization to make it feel like a predator and Owlie's nightmare. We did it by using sharp shapes for the body, enhancing the predator feeling. A flowy groom and a dishevelled back allowed to create an imposing silhouette.
For the rigging part, we chose to rig Owlie from scratch to be able to add some features like rotating the head at 180 degrees without the neck to break, or making her foot roll work on all her toes to speed up the animation process.
The layout was a very important phase in our film. We wanted two different camera styles. In the first part, we wanted documentary-style camera, and in the second part, we wanted to be much more in action with Owlie in order to feel her vulnerability. For the animation, because they don't speak, the biggest challenge was to convey different attitude and emotion of our three characters. For that, our main reference was Pixar's Piper.
In order to make the animation more realistic and beautiful, we really paid attention to give our owl some character traits. She needed to be energetic, clumsy, and courageous. We also added some bird-looking movements all along the movie, like for example, her head needed to move independently from her body, giving an extra layer of depth in the animation.
Finally, we wanted the animation to have a cartoonish style, to contrast with the drama of the situation.
For the simulation, I had a lot of shots to treat in a short amount of time, so I created a setup that I used for all the characters. To control and optimize better, I used post-scene blend shapes and noises. I automated the system by creating a topnet linked to my Discord bot that allowed me to iterate a lot and get notified at each play blast.
We wanted to show the beautiful architecture of the north of France, emphasizing certain parts to spotlight his old work.
So, we used Roubaix as a reference, which made it very easy to find inspiration. We just had to step outside and see what was possible for our setting. The modeling was inspired by the Super Mario Bros. Movie with large shapes and simple designs, but the texturing includes more detailed elements. To facilitate and accelerate the texturing of the buildings, we had to create a bank of smart materials. Tags, graffiti and stickers based on the other graduation projects were added.
The main challenge as a modeling and texturing specialist on this type of project is to adapt the workflow with the art direction. Given the sheer numbers of assets and our desire for a pronounced stylization, I worked in layers both in modeling and texturing. Adding them uniformly across the board helped maintain visual consistency from start to finish.
Because of our characters' small size, I had to carefully consider what will be showed on camera and ensure the textile density was appropriate for those areas.
We worked with a USD workflow. In terms of optimization, we created custom ingest tools, especially for the pavement, with different LEDs calculated shot by shot. For each moving object, including animation, simulation, and noise, we just exported one USD layer with all the position values, so we could keep updating the static assets independently and apply the movement on top of them.
For the lighting, we had to create a transition between the cozy nest and the terrifying rats at the end of the street. Due to the nighttime setting and the limited light sources, it was a big challenge to create a coherent atmosphere.
In our first shot, we had to create a light variation in compositing between the street and the nest in order to get a more realistic adaptation of the camera.
Thanks for watching!
We hope you enjoy following Auli's adventure as we enjoy bringing it to life.
Bye!